Thank you, Neil. Here's what's happening in the region. A Venezuelan ex-police officer charged with possession of 6 guns and rounds of ammunition has been remanded to prison in Trinidad. The charges are that on January 3, Aaron Salazar allegedly had 6 firearms, 2.38 special revolvers and 4 shotguns in his possession while not being the holder of the relevant licenses. It was also alleged that he had 6 rounds of .38 special ammunition and 1 round of 12-gauge ammunition. He will reappear before the Point Fortin Magistrates Court on Wednesday, where his charges will be reread to him in Spanish. In neighboring Brazil, non-governmental organizations working there will have their public funding rigidly controlled, President Jair Bolsonaro said on Monday. This is part of increased oversight of their activities by his new right-wing administration, Reuters News reported. The plans have raised concerns that NGO activities might be restricted by a nationalist government that has criticized foreign interference in the Amazon region. In Trinidad, a taxi driver hired to transport a man to collect money in Cunupia was killed on Sunday. Kenneth Nagim, 35 of Longdenville, was found tied up with his throat slit in an abandoned building on Budram Street. According to the Trinidad Express, Nagim left his home to drop the passenger at the location and entered the building, where he was later found dead and his passenger tied up. Internationally, Gabon, a country along the Atlantic coast of Central Africa, foiled an attempted military coup on Monday, killing 2 suspected plotters and capturing 7 others just hours after they took over state radio in a bid to end 50 years' rule of President Ali Bongo's family. Reuters reported that government spokesman Guy Bertrand announced the deaths and the arrest after soldiers briefly seized the radio station and broadcast a message saying Bongo was no longer fit for office after suffering a stroke in Saudi Arabia in October. The quick failure of Monday's coup and the lack of widespread support suggest further efforts to overthrow Bongo are unlikely, analysts said. But the attempt alone shows a growing frustration with the government weakened by President's secretive medical leave. Some Polish bishops should lose their jobs after Pope Francis receives a report next month that will accuse them of failing in their duty to report pedophile cases inside the country's powerful Catholic Church, activists said on Monday. The Anti-Pedophilia Foundation, Have No Fear, is compiling a report on abuse and said it will soon inform Polish prosecutors of 20 previously unreported sexual crimes, Reuters reported. Senior bishops from around the world are due to meet Pope Francis at a conference in the Vatican in February to discuss protection of minors. And that brings us to the end of regional and international headlines. Back to you, Neil.